Welcome to GEA News, where we'll be breaking down President Trump's 2019 budget.
We're your hosts, Amin Mohammed.
And Everett Schimmelpenninck.
Today's September 21st, 2019, and we just received the news that President Trump has officially signed into law Congress's budget for the fiscal year of 2019. This comes after months of planning and careful consideration, which all began in early 2018.
The process for the new budget was initiated on February 12, 2018, with the release of Trump's budget proposal to Congress. The Office of Management and Budget, or OMB, the business division of the executive branch, aided the president in creating the proposal by reviewing individual budget requests from federal agencies.
Unfortunately, however, the OMB director himself, Mick Mulvaney, had displayed a lack of support for Trump's proposal. When questioned at a U.S. Senate panel about what action he would take if he were still a member of Congress, he stated, "I probably gotta find enough shortcomings in this to vote against it."
The president's proposal had been very controversial due to its broad cuts, with some even placed on important entitlement programs. Programs with the proposed cuts included Medicare, as well as Social Security, a federal insurance program that provides benefits to retired people, the unemployed, and the disabled. Trump also hoped to increase government spending, otherwise known as expenditures, on defense, infrastructure, the border wall, and other programs, with no apparent goal of reducing the federal debt.
The president's proposal also outlined possible sources of revenue. The financial resources of the government that were the lowest they've been since 2012. This is largely because of proposed tax expenditures like cuts to income taxes. Now that every year since 2000 has run a deficit, the Graham-Rudman Holding Act continues to be unsuccessful in promoting a balanced budget.
Following the president's proposal, the next step was for budget resolutions to be passed in both the House and Senate by the House Committee on the Budget and the Senate Committee on the Budget. These resolutions are meant to outline the congressional version of the budget and showed little resemblance to the president's proposal. They ignored many cuts, including those to agriculture, the State Department, and transportation. These resolutions are non-binding, but they do provide a framework for later decisions on taxing and spending. After settling the differences between each house's resolutions in a joint conference committee, the reconciled resolution of both houses was voted on in each chamber. This resulted in a finalized concurrent resolution in which many cuts were still omitted.
Next, the Congressional Budget Office, an agency from Congress that collects budget and economic information, contributed some suggestions and changes to the budget plan using economic projections and estimates.
The 12 appropriations subcommittees in both the House and Senate, each a smaller unit of the appropriations committees, then voted on 12 appropriations bills, one from each subcommittee. An appropriations bill is a form of bill that authorizes government spending on a certain program. Each of these appropriations bills must abide by spending limits set by both the budget resolution and previous authorization bills.
After versions of each appropriation bill were passed in both the House and Senate, more conference committees then met to resolve the differences between the House and Senate versions. The resulting reconciled bill were then voted on by both the House and Senate. After passing both the House, each appropriation bill was sent to the President.
The budget was then on its way to become law, finally being passed after President Trump signed all 12 appropriations bills. This marks one of the rare instances in which the budget process runs smoothly enough to be completed before the new fiscal year, not requiring a single continuing resolution or omnibus bill by Congress.
Finalized funding changes look very different when compared to the President's original proposal, leaving less resources for Trump's most strongly supported initiatives.
That's all we have this year. See you next time in fiscal year 2020.